Aloha everyone! Happy Thursday! I hope you all are well out there. You got Aniela here, and I am a coach with the Be With Your Twin Flame program. Today, folks, we're going to be talking about I'm going to be covering this quite a few times, but today we're going to be talking about one of the biggest and most surprising and welcoming improvements that our students see in this program after going through this program. Is as you've probably seen many videos. If this is your first, then you will want to stay tuned, because the twin flame journey, folks, even though it's happening to every person that individually and on their own, and everything is different, everything is unique for each person, everyone's journey is unique. There are hallmarks on this journey that most people, especially after learning how to balance on this journey, and I will venture to say only after learning some type of balance on this journey of your fear-based energy, that they start to find these beautiful improvements in their lives. And one of them, very, very importantly, and I can totally relate to this, is that they get to a place where they start feeling way better. They start feeling better. They start feeling less hopeless. They start feeling like, oh my gosh, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. That is probably one of the most welcoming improvements that all of our students basically get to a point of once they start moving along in our programs and on their journey. When you are going through this journey, we all know, folks, this is likely the toughest journey you will ever be on in your life. The toughest, also the most rewarding and the most beautiful as well. But there does come a place that pretty much every student I have ever had, as well as myself, on this journey, where you start to feel like, especially if you are going through this process for such a long time, it feels like a long time, and sometimes a day can feel like forever. A day can feel like a year, especially when you start going through those tough times and feeling like, gosh, is this ever going to come to an end? And you get one day to that point. After moving along, after going through this process of what Elle originally called the process, and also our programs, you start getting to a place where you don't even realize it. You don't even realize it, but you're starting to feel better. And I think for most people, that is the one most welcoming improvement that they start to find. Now, it happens for many people at different times. It happens for some people after a certain part in our program. It happens for others, especially when they start resonating. It doesn't matter when, because if you're on this journey, you feel like it's never gonna come. It's never, ever gonna come. And that, I think, is probably one of the most important, again, and welcoming surprises of improvement on this journey. Our students, as well as I myself, I never believed I could feel better. I never felt that quote unquote badly in my life, so I never thought I could feel better. This journey is going to take you through places that you have never ever been before. You won't even be able to recognize yourself. So of course, one of the biggest things that's looming over you the whole time, 24/7, is that I'll never feel better again. And that, folks, is not true. That is not true. When they start going through this program and they start seeing that the hopelessness starts to disappear, the hopelessness of, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to me? That starts to disappear. Many people, including myself, start to notice that sometimes on this journey, it'll bring you to places that you've never been, especially if you're thinking about ending it. Suicide, that kind of thing. Because folks, it can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen to you. I'm not saying that every person will get to that point, but I was one of those. I never thought for 1 second in my life that I would be one of those people that would get to that point. I was the one that was always helping my family and my friends and telling them, no, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It's all going to be okay. You never want to bring it to that point. But I found myself on that, right at that point, right at the edge. None of that is ever something you know going in. And when you find yourself there, you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get out of it. And one day you start moving along, and one day you start feeling like, wow, I didn't have those obsessive thoughts. Oh my gosh, I actually got up, I got out of bed, and I was focusing on getting my children's breakfast ready, and I had a little pep in my step. For every person, it's different. And for every person though, when you follow what you learn in this program, it will come. Trust yourself, trust your soul that led you here to even see this video, that it will come. There is so many times that people come in, and I totally can relate, and I totally can sympathize with them at where they're coming from, that they never even think that they'll ever feel better again. It's not a point of disbelief so much as it is they just feel hopeless in the moment. And that's where they come in, and they start moving along, and they start learning, and they're learning, and they're applying what they're learning, and they're starting to feel better. For some people, folks, it can come really quick, especially if you're committed to wanting to get to a better place. It can come really quickly. There can be several weeks that go by that you had just started, and you're at a place where, wow, I never even thought I could feel like this. There's much more to go. Of course, we all have much more to go, folks. There is never a line in the sand that I'm gonna be learning how to do this. I'm gonna be learning how to take care of myself and focus on myself and prioritize myself to love myself. I'm gonna learn how to do this and it's done. No, it's never like that. It's like a recipe. Learning to balance and learning to resonate with balancing is like learning how to master a recipe or any kind of task. Golf, it's like there's no one and done. You don't just hit the course and then boom, you took a couple lessons and you're there. No, it's not like that. Balance is not like that. Balance is learning how to apply and just getting up every time it knocks you down a little bit. And that's all it is, folks. And that's where people start learning to apply, and they start to feel better. And once they do, start resonating, start practicing, start applying with what they learn in order to learn how to balance their fear-based energy, they start to realize that the power all along was in them, because it is. And if that's you, folks, it is in you. There is no reason that any person couldn't learn how to balance their fear-based energy if they're truly committed to doing so and wanting to doing it for themselves. It is a beautiful surprise when you are just in that place for so long. Myself, I was in it for 5 months straight, meaning you can't function. You feel like you can't get off the floor. You're like a shell of a person. You're you're going through everyday life. I'm a mom, taking care of my kids, going to work every single day, and I was a shell of a person, barely able to get out of bed on the weekends because I didn't really have to, like I had to every single day for work. When you are going through that place for so long, one day it hits you, I'm not in that place anymore. I just don't feel like I'm in that place anymore. And you start to realize that every single time that comes up, you have the arsenal to get out of it and to get to feeling better again. That is probably the most important and biggest find that our students have here. So that's what you can ask yourself. Are you there? you can certainly learn how to balance and how to get to a place where you're feeling better yourself. Alrighty, folks, we're gonna wish you well on this Thursday. If you're resonating, I have a link below that includes all the different programs and information that we offer that can help you get to feeling that way that I just talked about. Alrighty, folks, happy Thursday. We're gonna wish you well. God bless, ahui ho, and ma lama pono. Bye, everybody.